Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, I'm on to another project. I went out fishing last week and had problems with my front graph. So if you recall, about 6 months ago I did a video on installing it, and if you want you can go back and watch that. I'll put a link in the description. But basically it shut down after 5 hours. But I suspect I know what the problem is, and so we're going to address that in this video. So let's get started. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do this. I picked the hottest day of the year, I think, to do this, but that's how it goes. But anyway, if you recall from the video, I had to run a long 10 gauge wire all the way from the engine bay back here. And I ran that wire all the way up through here, and then of course through the rod locker, and then the power comes out up here. So here's the power, and of course I soldered this line to the 10 gauge wire. But I think because it's such a long run, because you got to consider guys, that's well, it's 19-foot 8-inch boat. So you got, and I left some excess down there in the rod locker, so that's another, say 20-25 foot probably total in length. Well, the longer line you run coming from your battery, the more the amperage falls off. And I think that's the issue. So the plan is to mount that battery in the rod locker up towards the front. And I think I got a pretty good plan on how to do that, but this is going to be a learning process. We're going to learn together as we go and see how it turns out. I think I'll be able to get away with not even having to use that 10 gauge wire anymore, because I think I'll have enough length from just the power cable on the graph to reach the battery. So that would make the battery and the power going to the graph so much more efficient. So that's the plan. So I guess let's get started and see what we can figure out. All right, I got the battery pulled out of the engine bay, and I wanted to show you guys this real quick. So I got my postal scale here. Let's turn it on and let it zero out. I'm going to show you guys how much this lithium battery weighs. So there it is. It looks like 5 pounds, 10 ounces. So less than 6 pounds. So, and that's fully charged. So I wanted to show you that. So it's a real light. It's not like I'm putting a bunch of weight up in the bow of the boat. And here's a tentative plan on what I'm going to do. So let's turn this off. Let's get this out of the way. All right, so I got to looking at this, and I thought, you know, I could just take a piece of plywood, and I'll just take a marker, and I'll mark that off, you know, and cut that out. And then I'll mount the plywood to the inside of the rod locker. And then I'm going to paint the plywood with this spray paint here, so it'll look nice. And then we'll Velcro the battery. As you can see, I've already used it before in the case that I've been using it in. So we'll put on some new Velcro and we'll Velcro it to that plywood. And I may do like a security strap around it just to make sure it adheres. But I don't think I'll have any issues with that, so we'll try that first. Alright, I got the plywood all marked out. Now I just need to cut this part out. I made it a little bit bigger than the battery, just so that I'd have extra room if I do decide to put a safety strap around it. So let's go ahead and get this cut. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so now we're gonna paint that dude black, and then we'll have to figure out how to fasten it to the inside wall. So that's that.
Alright, Chucky's over here working on
It is hot.
moving a battery.
It is hot.
Yeah.
Phew. Yeah, I'm gonna take this piece of plywood I cut out, and I'm going to use the smooth side, and I may even glue a smoother kind of material on this side before I put the Velcro on. I haven't decided that yet, but basically you're just going to fit that dude down here like this, you know, and I'm going to fasten it to this wall here. This is fiberglass, it's solid. And then I'll fasten it here. I got to figure out what fasteners I'm going to use. And then we're going to take the battery and we're going to Velcro it to it. And if I need to, I can put a safety strap around the bottom and up over the top. So it ain't going to go in.
So what's going in this locker though?
See, and remember, this battery only weighs 5 pounds, 10 ounces, so not quite 6 pounds. So, it's not like it's real heavy, you know what I mean?
What typically goes in that locker?
Typically, I just put like my floaties and my life jacket, my paddle, my lights.
So it's not like the rods are going to be going.
No, this is like, you know, jackets, stuff like that.
Just general stuff.
General stuff. You know, because I keep all my tackle in the center. I keep all my rods over here on the other side. So, but anyway, I'm gonna paint this.
I mean, that makes it a lot shorter run on the power.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint this black so it looks nice. You know, I got some spray paint over there.
Yeah, there's some more of that tractor,
and then
paint too.
Here's another thing I noticed, Jeff. I got the option of the side post.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it on the side post so it's easier access when you gotta go charge it.
Are you gonna? Yeah, but you're gonna put the charger like maybe Velcroed on top or something. That's what I would do.
Yeah, probably.
And then have the cable.
And then just have it to where I just have to plug it in.
Yeah, just find a place where then you can plug the cable in.
Yeah.
That way it's already wired straight to it.
Straight to it, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then the power cable, come up front here. The power cable that's going to the graph, there's plenty of length to go straight to here.
Straight to the battery.
Right, and so
instead of having to have this
wire, you know, you gotta. This is a 19-foot 8-inch boat.
Yeah.
So you got to think, I just run a 10 gauge wire all the way from the engine bay all the way up front. That's 20 to 25 foot of length. Well, that amperage dives off over time. It falls off.
You just need to have it fused. You don't necessarily do it on a switch.
No.
Because you're taking it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the old line in its place in case I put another graph up here. I'll already have power. But then I'm gonna take this power. I'll have to buy a new fuse holder, you know, to hook to this battery, because I don't want to take the old fuse holder off the old line, because I want to leave it in place.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need it on a switch because you're going to take it off and on.
Right.
And it's got an off and on switch on
the unit itself.
Right.
Yes. So
it's only going to draw what it's going to draw, so whether it's on or if it's off.
So what happened was I was out there early this week, and after 5 hours my front graph shut down. It wouldn't power back up. Well, I changed the fuse, it powered back up, but then it shut right back down.
Well, that's only because it's slowly, the batteries, the way they are, once they're off and nothing's draining, then they'll come back up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's probably enough then to power it up.
Right.
But the length of the wire, you have to imagine it has a resistance. So that amperage has to go all the way down the wire to the device. So now that you're shorting it, then you don't have that resistance. You don't have that
latency.
Right. Right.
You don't have that. You know, it's way.
And now with these little batteries, that's perfect, because that thing is probably good for the entire day.
Oh yeah.
And it's only 5
that's
pounds.
My hope. This is going to be a test run to see, and if it works, then we'll keep it in place. But
might as well experiment
around, because I'm thinking I may have to go up to the 46 amp hour battery.
Yeah.
See, this is a 25.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, good luck with that.
That's what's going on in my world. All right. Found me a little dry spot here in the yard. And we're going to spray paint this piece of plywood so it looks halfway decent. So, rebuilding. Did I say rebuilding? Yeah, that's what we're doing. I gotta make sure to get the edges too. Gotta keep her looking purty. You know, P-U-R-D-Y. Kind of looks neat, doesn't it? Get the edge here. Come on now. All right, that'll work. Get some stainless steel screws and we'll be ready to go. All right, Jeff's had some of this extra carpet. It was carpet for the bunk boards, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's outdoor carpet.
Yeah.
It's for bunk boards.
So I'm gonna cut out a section of that, and then he also had some indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive right here, and then we got a stapler as well. So we're gonna adhere that to the plywood, and then what's so great about it is then when I go to use the Velcro on the battery, Jeff, do that real quick with it. Watch how it. Now, see? So it's gonna stick to that. And then Of course, I'm going to put a bigger piece of Velcro on the battery.
Do like the whole back.
Yeah, do the whole entire back.
And then you could put your charger up on top.
Right, and then I could Velcro the charger on the very top.
You could, or you could
you know,
get a little strap and wrap around it.
And then also, let's mention this. I mentioned it to Jeff, but you can see right here how it's got options for side post. So that I'm going to put it on the side post. That way it'll be easy accessible if I ever need to get to it. So anyway, moving right along. All right, I got the plywood mounted here in the rod locker, and I ended up, if you can see, I just used some stainless steel screws, 1.25 inches long. I think they're number 8s, and I used a washer. And I've got one more to do over there, but it's solid. I mean, it's freaking, it ain't going nowhere. But it's basically ready to put the carpet on the outside. I wanted to get it fastened in first before I put the carpet on it so that I got a good fasten, you know, because it is going to hold a battery and I don't want to risk it coming loose. So that's where we're at on that. It's towards the end of the day, so I think I'm going to call it. It's hot. Been working all day, so we'll see you tomorrow and hopefully finish this thing up tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. Well, I already got the piece of carpet cut out, so I did that just a few minutes ago, and so I'm ready to apply that glue on the back. And I'm going to glue it in place and then get the stapler out. And we'll have that part of it done. And then I do think I'm going to have to run and get some Velcro. We'll have to do that. But we're getting pretty close to having this battery mounted in there. And then after I get it mounted, of course, we got to get all the wiring done. So I'm hoping to get at least take a look at the wiring today. I know I'll get it mounted, but I guess let's get going. All right, let's get going on this and slop some of this indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive on here. Jeff gave me a trowel, so let's see if we can get this part done and get, oh wow, cool. I shouldn't need too much. Yeah, I'm going to staple it after I put this stuff on it. That way it'll glue to it really, really good. So anyway, slap this stuff on here. Okay, I think that'll work. Should be plenty. I mean, that battery only weighs 5 pounds, so, and it's going to be stapled. So I think we're good to go. All right, fellers and fellettes, I got the carpet glued on there and stapled. It turned out pretty darn good, man, I think. Look at it. You can see how, you know, a few of the staples, but you know, it looks nice. It's not gaudy looking, you know, and I'm not painted the 1/2-inch plywood, you know, it wouldn't have looked as nice, you know. But now the battery, you know, you'll be able to, you know, Velcro straight to that carpet. So it's going to work great. All right, I wanted to show you something real fast because I know some of you are probably wondering, well, dude, why don't you just Velcro it to the already existing carpet? You know, this gray carpet. Well, I would if it would stick to it, but it won't. And I'll show you here if I can hold the camera. See, it doesn't do nothing. The Velcro doesn't work. So it has to go up there on what I made. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because I'm sure some of you will be like, well, why didn't you just use the existing carpet? Well, that's why, because the Velcro won't stick to it. All right, I just got back. I went over to my local Ace Hardware and I got me some Velcro. So this, I got for this application, I got some of this 15 pound, it'll hold up to 15 pounds. I think the regular does 10 pounds, I believe. So I've already got, obviously I've already got a strip on here and it works good. And it looks like it is the 15 pound Velcro. So I'm going to put another strip down here and we should be good to go. I may put more than that. I may try to do the whole length of the bottom here and see how it holds. So let's get going. Get this Velcro on and then I can get it put in place and we'll have all that done. Okay, let's open this dude up. Hopefully it won't be a big pain in the bootay. No, it's got a little thingamajigger there you can tear into. Let's see what we got. This is actually a gray color. So looks like I'm going to have 2 strips. So I think what I'll do is I'll put it the entire length like that, and I'll cut that one. And then the excess I'll just put up here. Maybe do something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work good. So let's do that and put these others up. Okay, that one is on. So now we got to measure this one and cut it. So I'm going to have to go get some scissors, so hang tight. Okay, ran in the house, got some scissors. So we will get this one installed. Look at there, won't you just look at it? Won't you just look at it? Just look at it. Okay, I got a small little piece left. I could put it up there. That'll work. Instead of wasting it. Alright guys, she's ready to be put in place. I think that's plenty. If not, I'll go buy more and do the entire top, but I don't think it's going to be necessary, to be honest. All right, moment of truth. We're gonna fasten this lithium battery up to the carpet that I installed. So let's just see how this thing works. Now I kind of want it up a ways, as high as it can go. Look at that, guys. Look at that. I'm shaking the boat. That thing is not going anywhere. Success. Let's see if I can get the light on it a little better here. Maybe. We got such a bad glare from the sun. But yeah, man, that works awesome. I'm really happy with that. That works amazing. So there you go. We got that mounted. We're ready to wire this thing up. All right, well, it's the next day. I got lazy yesterday and it got hot. I think it's gonna be in the hundreds all next week, so I don't even think I'll be able to go fishing. And that's just actual temperature. That's not heat index. So anyway, so real quick, guys, like and subscribe if you like this content. It really helps out the channel. So anyway, here's where we're at. I got the power cable for the graph. I've got it out. I went ahead and run a string so it'll be much easier to run the line once I get it rigged up. But I have to install a inline fuse holder here, and then on the other end of the fuse holder I got to put these terminals on that go onto the battery. So that's where we're at, but it's so hot out here. I think what I'm going to do, I got to go buy the inline fuse holder anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy it, and then when I get back I'm going to go into AC and soak up some AC and then wire up this cable. So anyway, I guess once I get the cable ready, we'll wire this thing up and we'll fire up the graph. All right, I got the power cable wired up. So here's what I did. I put an inline fuse holder on, and I'm going to put a 5 amp fuse. You got to have a 5 amp fuse in for the Humminbird 12-inch Solix. So I got that. So what I did was I soldered the inline fuse holder on here, and then I put some heat shrink on there, and then I did the same thing with the ground wire, and then on the ends I've got some 1/4 inch terminals that I've crimped on here. And then it's also, if you see, it's got the heat shrink material on it. So I still got to use my heat shrink gun, but that'll finish that off. And then I also got some insulation material that I'm going to put around this part of the wiring. That'll cover all that up. But basically I just put a fuse in it and hook it up to the battery, and we'll be able to fire up the graph. All right, guys and gals, I got the battery hooked up. It's nice and tidy. Looks good. So I've got all that tidied up there as well. So now I'm ready to turn on the graph and see how well everything turned out. All right, I kind of tilted the graph down so the glare wouldn't be so bad in the camera. Hopefully it looks good to you guys. But we'll go ahead and get started here and power up this graph. Now it takes a few seconds. I think it's typically like 10 to 12 seconds it takes before you see there's the hummingbird emblem. So it takes it a bit. So I'll go ahead and once it all boots up, then I'll show you what the voltage is. Okay, I got it powered up, and it's showing 13 volts is what it's showing. Yesterday I think it showed like 13.2, as high as 13.2. Now it's showing like 12.9, 13 volts, which is higher than the voltage that it was reading out before. So I'd say we've definitely improved the power supply. So I'm going to call it good. We're going to test this out on the lake a couple times and see how many hours I can get out of this. That's what I'm concerned about now, because I don't want to get out in a tournament and then not, you know, my graph shut down. So anyway, that's cool. We got 13 volts. All right, well, that's another project done, so I'm glad to get that knocked out. I didn't worry about installing the charger just yet because I want to test this system and see how it works. If it doesn't work, you know, we're going to have to go backwards and figure out what will work. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Click like, subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. And I guess until the next project, go do something. Go fishing. You know, get outside, go outdoors, do something. Anyway, we'll see you.